Hey everyone! So today we are going to do a tutorial on just how to do eyebrows and mascara. It's a very simple way of doing it. I just thought that this is something that's worth talking about because a lot of people are acting like you need to have a brow pencil and a powder and a gel in order to do an eyebrow, and you really don't. Especially not for every day. You can if you want, not a big deal, but I'm just going to show you my everyday brow and lash tutorial. The other thing is I'm not wearing false lashes, but there is a way to get great lashes without having falsies, and I just think that's something that's kind of neglected these days. So that's what this is about. Obviously I've got full makeup now. Prepare to see me with absolutely no makeup, because that's always what I start with. So I hope you enjoy, and here's the video. Okay, so to start this look, obviously I'm completely barefaced. This is something that we'll talk about in a different video, but I always like to start completely barefaced for eyebrows and eyelashes. I just find that it leads to a much more natural finish when you do these things first. So I'm going to start with my eyebrows. As you can see, they're practically albino. You can't see them, so I have to draw them in. A lot of things that people normally use aren't really an option for me because I do need to draw them in. They're very naturally thin on the ends. So I've used a lot of different things this past year. What I'm currently using is actually this CoverGirl Professional Brow and Eye Makers pencil. I like it because it, well, it's not too dark. That's a problem with blonde eyebrows. You can't go too dark or you're gonna look weird, and it's just been a problem. So I also tried this Milani Brow Fix earlier in the year, and I kind of liked it, but it took forever. And then I also tried the Benefit Gimme Brow, which I liked, but it was a little too dark. I recommend this for if you're doing a look that's all about the eyebrows, and if you're a blonde, otherwise, you know, maybe steer clear of this or use it only for touch-ups or something. I still use it, but only when I've run out of pencils, so hardly ever. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to kind of scoot up, excuse all of my discoloration. I haven't been feeling well these past few days, and some of it's genetic. Like I said, we'll get into that in another video. But anyway, so I've got my mirror here, and what we're going to do, let's see, is we're going to start under here. We're going to start by lining the bottom of the eyebrow. I don't like using about 10 million different products on my brows. I think that it wastes time. I think there's so many other things you could be doing with your time. But again, it all depends on what you want. So now I'm not lining underneath where the brow is. I'm actually going into the bottom hairs on this because I don't want an enormous brow. As you can see, I'm kind of drawing over, and my natural eyebrow tail here is so thin that this just draws completely over the tail, and I have to shape that a little bit more. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw in the top, actually, but I'm not starting, you'll notice I'm not starting from over here where the eyebrow starts. I am starting a little bit past that, halfway between where the brow starts and where this arch is. There's a reason for that. Show you in a second. And you want to be careful with this. You want to keep it, at least if you're going for a similar look to me, you want to keep it in the hairs until we get to this point where my hairs just naturally drop off and it's a weird shape. So we're going to just kind of taper it. And then what we're going to do, and this is where I do it a little bit differently than a lot of other people. I like to brush the color in backwards and then brush it up with a spoolie, just because I think that it fills it in more if you've got patchy brows like me. Not everyone has fantastic brows. I am unfortunately, I haven't had the best brows. They're better than they used to be. But anyway, so you can see this here. We are going to just gently brush it in. We don't need to do much on that tail at all. Kind of brush it in here. And then on this end right here, we are going to follow the hairs. You want to make sure that everything is a cohesive line on top here. If not, otherwise we're going to clean it up later when we get into skin anyway. But so here's this. And you can see that it's all basically cohesive, but it gives kind of a texture. It's a little rough here on the end. It's a little dramatic. But again, we're going to take care of that, you know, with foundation and concealer and everything. The next step we're going to do is to just brush the hairs up naturally. And if you've got super long hairs, you know, excuse me, then you can kind of brush them over to the side here. I'm not a huge proponent of chopping brows. I don't think that it's necessary. When I went to school, I was the only girl who didn't have to use her scissors because I would actually find the hair and take care of just that one hair. And that's really the way you want to do it. It just makes your brows look more natural, not like, I don't know, completely groomed. You know, we're going into summer. That's not a look you're going to want. You're going to want this very natural, I didn't do anything to myself look. So anyway, so that's that brow. I'm going to go ahead and do the other brow off camera really fast. Okay, so as you can see, I actually have eyebrows now. They may not be perfect. They may look a little funny on me because I'm still like, bleh. But we will take care of that. Obviously this was just the first step in the makeup application. So the second thing we're going to do is lashes, and we are going to start off with an eyelash curler. I actually really like this one from Tweezerman. I find that it fits my eye shape better. I have a different one in my professional kit, but for me, I find this one works better. The funny thing is, I originally bought this for my professional kit, and there was just another one that worked so much better, so I thought, why not? I figured I'd never use it. Now it's the only one I use. But anyway, so what we're going to do is we are just going to brush through these lashes. Again, with the albino hairs. And also apparently something on this brush. Anyway, you cannot tell that I have any eyelashes. They're actually kind of long. They're not as good as they used to be when I was a teenager, but that's what years and years and years of waterproof mascara will do to you. So always be sure that you're taking care of your lashes. Moral of the story. I'm just going to brush them just because they like to kind of get a little unruly. And we're just going to take this, and I like to start at the ends and then work my way in. But I don't like going too much because otherwise they will get way too curly, and you just want them to kind of stick up, not to get so curly that you can't do anything with them. And I'm just brushing through again, just to make sure that nothing clumps up. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to see the difference here. I think you can kind of see I look like I have an eye lift right now. I know my eyes look terrible right now, but that's just because I've got these genetic under eye circles, and a lot of people have them, but we'll talk about covering that up too. So anyway, we're going to go over here, do the same thing. And this does take a little practice to be able to do this just like this quickly and easily. But you'll get there as long as you try. And then the last step before putting on the mascara is to just double check and make sure that they are actually equally curled. So I'm just going to do that now. It's kind of hard to do in this room, but you want to kind of double check it against some sort of lighter background that you're going to be able to see them, and they look fine to me, even though I'm sure you can't see them. So, okay, the next step will be the mascara. I've got two mascaras here. I have been using a primer lately, but I ran out. And I haven't gotten more because there's a different brand I want to try and kind of show you guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually use two of these. I usually only use one mascara. I'm not usually a two mascara sort of girl, but for this particular trick, I did want to show you. So I'm going to start off with this, and both of these are waterproof, by the way. This Maybelline, the Mega Plush Volume Express. And what I'm going to do with this is I am actually just going to put this on the very ends of my lashes. I'm not going to do the whole lash from bottom to top, and that's because, especially with mostly any mascara, but especially a drugstore product, you really want to make sure that you're getting the best results possible. Um, as I've said before, I'm a big lash person. But anyway, so what we're doing here is we're just layering on the tips, which is going to make the lashes stand out even more than if you were to just swoop it from the bottom to the top. Hi, Walter. That's Walter, the cat. Anyway, so it's going to look kind of funny, but we'll get through it together. So it'll look good at the end. Just going to put that in there, one coat. And the only reason I'm using this one as opposed to just the other one that I'm going to show you in a second twice, which you could also do, is I get the feeling that this one's going to clump less underneath, but I've also done it with other mascaras as well. It's whatever. It's your preference. You don't need to have a bajillion different mascaras. I just like to play with them. So that's why I have more than one. So as you can probably see, there's a little bit on there. It kind of looks weird. I'm going to go into the other eye while we let that dry. And again, we're just doing the tips right now. We'll go back in a few minutes. Now my favorite mascara is actually an Urban Decay one, but I ran out of that a while ago, and we've got other things to spend our money on other than $24 mascaras. So I've been using the old Standby Maybelline. As far as drugstore makeup is concerned, I personally prefer Maybelline mascara, but there's another brand that I want to try that's supposed to be a dupe for my favorite Urban Decay one, and we will take a look at that when I manage to get it. But first I've got to kind of work my way through these so I have an excuse to buy it. So anyway, that is that taken care of. That's done. We're going to go in with this one now, and it's completely rubbed off. I believe this is the Colossal. It's also waterproof. Make sure those are dry. And I like this because it actually, it's a floofy brush. It's one that, you don't see a lot of these floofy brushes these days. People are all about those plasticky ones. Those don't work for long, thin eyelashes. Those only work if you've got short, thick eyelashes. Or maybe some of them work for all people. I know a lot of different people like the roller lash ones, so I think that one's different. It grabs your lashes, but like the regular ones, they typically work better for shorter lashes. This works better for longer, thinner lashes. And I also actually like, and I know I'm going to be unpopular when I say this, but I also like that this wand does not bend. What is that? I like being able to get right in there. But so anyway, we're gonna get right in there. Now we're gonna go from the bottom to the top. And we're gonna kind of wiggle it in because that's how you build volume. And you can already see there's a huge difference. You'll also notice that I do not care that I'm getting mascara everywhere. This is why we're doing this first. We can get the mascara everywhere, wipe it off. It will not be all over your eye makeup, and it just makes this whole process so much easier. I really like getting in there. I don't like having to be a wuss with my mascara. I like to get it right in there. And other people may be different, but as you can see, look at that. You can see that there's obviously all this, but you can really kind of tell. I mean, I've had people, not with this particular mascara, I don't believe, but I've had people ask me what eyelashes I'm wearing. And it's just a decent mascara technique. So we're going to let that dry. We'll worry about the other mascara on the lid in a second. We're going to go in with the other eye just to get it taken care of. If you can hear this cat taking a bath behind me, I apologize. Alright, and they look pretty much even. Got mascara everywhere. That's the best part, right? So, take that off. Alright, so what I've got here is Q-tips and a little pot. This is not Clinique Repairwear. This is just a little pot that I repurposed. It's got some of my eye cream in it, and I'm just going to use this to take off the excess mascara. One end has the, just a tiny amount of eye cream. I don't like going in with a plain Q-tip. I used to do that, but you'll notice, like, as you get older, or depending on the mascara you use, it really irritates that skin, and that skin is so delicate. You really want to take care of it, which is why not only am I using a cream, you'll notice I'm not using just a, and here I am just wiping it a little bit because we don't want those greasy. I'm not even just using a makeup remover, I'm using an eye cream. And that's because that area is so sensitive, you really don't want to mess with it and pull it and tug it and, you know, give it rug burn, so to speak, with a Q-tip. Just because you got mascara someplace. So, again, new Q-tip, other eye. And this takes it off perfectly well. You don't have to use an eye cream. You can use a regular face cream if you want. There are some out there that are actually touted as both a makeup remover and a cream, and like some of those things. I've actually got one I'm going to be showing you soon. But yeah, so that's taken care of. And you can see I am left with very long, voluminous lashes. And you'll notice just with the eyelashes and the eyebrows, I have completely transformed. I'm not done by any means. We've still got some color correcting and all that to do, but you can see I look like a human being. I look awake and alive. And it's really just incredible what a little bit of product on some colorless hair will do for you. So that's this video. In the next video I do, it's actually going to be focusing on the skin makeup, and so you'll probably want to stick around for that as well, especially if you have deep set eyes or under eye circles or discoloration you're concerned with, because I address all of that in my regular skincare makeup routine. And that's how we do our brows and lashes, or at least how I do them. So I hope that you enjoyed the video. Please go ahead and give me a like, thumbs up, subscribe, whatever. I could really use it. I would love to be able to get to 100 followers in the next week or two, just because I would love to have an actual URL and not just a bunch of like letters and numbers that I'm linking people to all the time. So I do need 100 followers to do that. So if you'd help me out, that'd be awesome. I hope you enjoyed the video and that maybe you learned something new. Bye!